Lesego Jumbo is the new Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs in Botswana, a 26-year-old lady appointed by the newly elected president, Buma Boko, who is entirely a Pan-Africanist with revolutionary ideas. Makwago from One Map Africa. It can only get better. In his first day in office, he started talking about the US military base in Botswana, that it has to be dealt with. It must be taken off. How does it serve the people of Botswana? And that is a question that most African leaders should be ready to start answering to the people of Africa. How do US or foreign military bases serve the interest of Africa? Do you know that the US military base in Djibouti is a threat to the ordinary man in Senegal? Do you know that the US military base in Djibouti is a threat to someone in the tip of the southern part of Africa? Now, presidents who host these foreign military bases in Africa, how do you explain to us how these military bases serve us? Not only is Boko or President Boko questioning the existence of military bases in Africa, he is putting a big question on democracy, Western democracy to be precise. How has that ever served Africa? Boko is here to stay. Boko is here to work with our brothers and sisters in the Sahel region, whom have awoken the populations to the consciousness of Pan-Africanism, and the ordinary street man in Niger is more conscious now of being an African than being a Nigerian that was given to him or her as a connotation from the colonial and slave masters. While President Bumaboko is trying to shove away Western democracy to embrace communalism, which was our original way of living in Africa before the redheads showed up. Welcome to states like Cameroon, Nigeria, where you see political scientists with titles of professors arguing on television screens to decide who will be the next to take the state house, which political party should be the next to do this, forgetting to understand that it has been shown and proven that the systems that the colonial masters brought here are the problems. It is not dependent on who sits on the throne. It is dependent on the kind of system that was brought here to control us. It's just like a computer program. What you put it is what is going to come out. Wake up, Africa. Once more, welcome you to an Africa where people wear titles, epaulets of generals who have never quelled a street fight. Now, the world is being distracted by Russia. The enemies of Africa, to be precise. Isn't it now the time for these generals to make themselves useful? Each state in Africa should contribute 5,000 armies and be sent to Ibrahim Traore to be trained so that they can finally stop the bloodshed in the Congo, so that they can stop the blood running on the streets of Cameroon. Isn't it time that Africa started building a military that should stop the rubbish happening in the Sudan? Generals, this is the time to make use of your epaulets and serve Africa. Your time is here, a golden opportunity. Africa has all the resources to train these people in the Sahel region and deploy them to take care of Africa. Else, how will the African Continental Free Trade Area ever work if there is no peace in Africa? Yet we can do it. We can do it. Yet I didn't mention the name of Russia to start thinking that Vladimir Putin loves Africans so much. Neither is Xi Jinping or the other leaders who are so interested in Africa. No. Trump is inheriting a waning US-African relationship. An opportunity has never presented itself like this to Africans. This is the right time for us to sit together I mean, deal away with the colonial boundaries the very enemies of Africa brought here. They are in the head. That is the problem. The colonial boundaries are stuck in our heads. And that is why we keep thinking that there is a difference within us Africans living in Niger, different from those living in this place called Cameroon that the colonial master gave us and decided that it should be this way or that way. Wake up, Africa.